Namaskar. In today's edition of Right Angle, I would like to share just two important points that have come to my mind after going through the most important development of the day here in our country, and that is the counting of votes in Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir. Of course, now everything more or less is clear, though some of the contesting political parties still will say that you have to wait till the last election result has been announced and certified by the election commission. But it is more or less clear that in Haryana the BJP is going to break or make a historic record by winning consecutively for 3 times, which never has happened in Haryana in independent India, and particularly in a state which had given to our political vocabulary this term Ayaram Gayaram. Of course, that was when the anti-defection laws were not there, but that's a different matter. The point is that BJP is going to form the next government, though the Congress rival or the former Chief Minister हुडा साहब अभी भी उनका उम्मीद है कि वो 45 का मार्क का अचीव करेंगे. Similarly, in Jammu and Kashmir, it is absolutely clear that the National Conference and Congress के बीच जो coalition hai, they are going to form the next government. But there also the BJP as a party should be very happy that it has broken a record, in the sense that it is going to get, I think the last few minutes back I had checked the election commission website. They were leading in 29 constituencies, and if they get that will be again a record for the BJP of getting that many number of seats in Jammu and Kashmir, in itself a history for the party. So what precisely this means, that is my point number one. Point number one in the sense कि मैं देख रहा था अभी 2-3 महीने के अंदर आप देखते होंगे जब ये हरियाणा में क्या होगा, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में क्या होगा, एंड पर्टिकुलरली हरियाणा में everybody whether जितना दी so called political pundits, जो election analysts, and even though हमारा जो मीडिया जो और वो तो एक आंधी तूफान आ रहा है कांग्रेस 70 के पार चला जाएगा, एंड ये तो बीजेपी तो खत्म हो गया वहाँ बिकॉज दे विल टॉक ऑफ वेरियस थिंग्स सो कॉल्ड क्या पहलवान जवान, मतलब दैट अग्निवीर थिंग. Let's not go into it. I do not want to go into the details, what are the agenda and what are the main point. But the point was this, कि वो एक tornado आ रहा है in favor of the Congress, and I am told that Congress people were all prepared for a massive grand celebration. कोई जिलावे किसको भेज रहे थे प्राइम मिनिस्टर को, वो अलग बात है. लेकिन what does this mean? And then exit polls भी आप देखे होंगे जो कल परसों आया था 2 दिन पहले, वो massive victory दे रहा था कांग्रेस को. Nobody ever had given the semblance of chance to BJP to retain its power there. And आप देखे होंगे even last general elections जब हमारा हुआ था, ये जितने सब electoral pundits and calculations, the so called exit polls, they are also indicating that there would be a huge massive victory for Modi and the NDA, but the results were not actually like that. So what does that mean? It means that in India today, making a prediction of who is going to win in an election is becoming very, very difficult and a complex exercise. I think it is becoming very difficult. I'm not saying that, those journalists, who are, covering, they never speak the truth because they are not behaving like journalists but activists. They talk and write of the bright chances of the party or the candidate who is going to win on the basis of their own personal liking and inclination. That means, if you read them, if you hear them, they, make you feel, or rather what they do is that they expect that the people are going to vote the way they would be voting for, So my point is this, that's the different, your own personal inclinations and this thing, you are not, speaking the truth. I am not, blaming them. I am not indulging in the blame exercise. Similarly, I am quite sure when this entire question of credibility comes, particularly those specialized agencies who are concentrating on this data and election analysis and so-called opinion poll and the exit polls. So they are, proving to be wrong. That means actually what is happening, the people are not speaking the truth when they are interviewed, whether by the reporters or whether by this analyst or whether by this, election, groups or specialized, groups. They are not telling you the truth, who they are going to vote for or who they have voted for. That is why I think what is increasingly happening, your opinion polls and the exit polls are going wrong. That means, as I say, election prediction is becoming increasingly riskier and riskier. And the corollary of this point is this, that the Indian voter now is showing her or his maturity. And I think that itself is a very good development for the cause of democracy in the country. That means if the voter deliberately is telling you lies, that means he knows the importance of his vote, and he knows or she knows that importance of vote and what according to him or her is the truth, and that he or she is going to participate in that voting exercise. And that under our true democracy or true free and fair voting is that where the voter casting or who he or she votes for remains secret. That secrecy. So they are now not showing that secrecy while voting. They also are showing that sense of secrecy even outside their election is what you call the polling booths. So that way I say that election जो होता है हमारा जो वोटर का political maturity ज़्यादा परिपक्व हो रहा है कि it is becoming stronger, better, whatever word you may use, and which I think personally is a good thing. That means in a true democracy, your political preferences, your that right, you will be exercising without any fear and favor, and that is possible when that secrecy is assured to you, and they are exhibiting that, they have reflected that point of secrecy, that sense of secrecy, as I said, not only inside the polling booths but also outside. I personally think that it is a positive development. What is the my second point that I'd like to say, and which unfortunately, as in my humble opinion, I'll argue that it is not good. That is, you see the result in Kashmir, for instance. Kashmir में का result आप देखिए, you'll be very surprised to know that though the National Conference and Congress put together are going to form a very stable government, They do not have a single Hindu MLA. All are Muslims. Even all the Congress candidates who have won, they are also Muslims. So imagine in a state of Jammu and Kashmir, where Muslims may be in minority, but then Hindus are there in significant number, particularly in that Jammu thing. So there is a government, or rather there is going to be a government in which the winning coalition does not have a single Hindu for becoming a minister. What sort of polarization is this? And here all the Hindus, that BJP's, all the 29 MLAs or 27, I think 29, that is what the last election commission data reflected, they all happen to be Hindus. So that means in a country, and particularly a border state, politically sensitive, demographically very sensitive, you are having a government who does not have a single representative of the Hindu community there. And come to Haryana. Suppose BJP gets 50%, and there will be many theories, explanations you will be coming, or we all will be coming across when more and more information comes out, and there is increasing availability of data. But I think what has happened, that the way, particularly the party who is thought that they were going to sweep with 70 seats, and इनका जो तुंग नेता जैसे मिस्टर राहुल गांधी साहब हैं, इनका बाकी जो कांग्रेस है, इनका मुद्दा क्या था भाई? जाति जाति जाति, एंड वहां भाई कम्युनलिज्म, मुस्लिम. तो ये जो जाति, what might have happened, as I said that more data are needed. एक political formation का entire thesis now जैसे caste census, caste, community, and then urban, and the other of course they are the government, मतलब तो they have to defend themselves, incumbent है, they all will be talking of development, non-development, but the fact remains, what must have happened when they are talking of only jati, and it is very obvious that Haryana में इनका the entire leadership, अगर कोई मंत्री है तो क्या, particularly farmers agitation, what might have happened is that there definitely, as in Jammu and Kashmir it has happened, in Haryana also it has happened, कि the non-Jats constitute nearly 24-25% of the votes, I am told, in Haryana. Then this polarization has become so intense. It is quite possible that there is a reverse consolidation of the votes of all the non-Jat votes. Of course, one can say BJP even has got more or less equal number of seats in what they call the Jat heartland, or that strong base, the region. But there again, as I said, the data need to be weighted, because what has happened, they say that ये जो साइनी साहब जो हैं, उनका जो कम्युनिटी जो है, हर कंस्टिट्यूएंसीज में ऑल ओवर हरियाणा उनका 30,000 40,000 लोग होते हैं. तो it remains to be seen when it is a highly polarized battle and competition is very stiff, and then अगर वो भी जात का बात कर रहे हैं, तो अगर ये भी सब जबरदस्त कंसोलिडेशन हो गया होगा एंड ये सॉलिडली वोट हो गया. अब देखिए काफी जो मार्जिन्स ऑफ विक्ट्री और डिफीट्स must have been there. As I said that we will have to wait for all the results tomorrow or rather this evening when it are released. वो भी काफी है, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 अगर ये मार्जिन है, एंड इसमें अगर ये पर्टिकुलर एक कम्युनिटी आपका सॉलिड ब्लॉक हो जाता है, that does play a role, and that may be one of the reasons why BJP has done unexpectedly well in Jat dominated belt of Haryana. But the point that I am trying to make is this: when unfortunately after 70 or 75 years of your independence, here the political parties are legitimizing this thing that they are not talking of caste community. They are not taking you back to 100 or 20 years behind, and they're openly doing it, and there is no hesitation in saying that if any political party is doing it the most today in a most uglier or rather ugly fashion, it is none other than the Congress party of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Congress party no longer is that party of Jawaharlal Nehru, or for that matter even Indira Gandhi or his own father Rajiv Gandhi. Congress party was considered to be an umbrella party where people from various inclinations or whatever the ideologies or ideas were joining hands together or standing under the same umbrella. You have right of the center, you have the centrist, you have left of the center. ये तो बिल्कुल टेरिबली एक आइदर दी वे पैसा बांटो करके आइदर एक्सट्रीम लेफ्टिस्ट वाला, और नहीं तो ओनली योर दैट जिसको बोलते हैं ना दैट एनिमल इंस्टिंक्ट्स जो होता है, इसी भावना को ये जो एक नेता है, अनफॉर्चुनेटली ही इज द पोटेंशियल, और obviously every opposition leader in any democracy is considered to be a potential Prime Minister of India. He talks of this. So this is the result you find in Jammu and Kashmir, that you do not have a single Hindu MLA to make him a minister. And what exactly you have done? You have not done a great thing for your own party. One government which was there for 2 consecutive terms, in 90% of cases, if BJP would have lost, that would have been considered a very natural outcome. But that it has not happened means the way you talked of caste, and particularly one dominant caste, there was given the leading role or lead role. So that might have resulted in, as I said, the reverse consolidation or polarization of the other caste. But you think, is it good for the country? If such polarization by raging or by promoting what I call this animal instincts in the people and the voters, I think this is what the result, and one should not be very happy about it. In fact, I personally am very unhappy about such polarization that one saw in this round of elections, and particularly because of one political party and the leader who is really, I must say, is indulging in things that will be breaking India, not making India. Thank you for your patience listening to me. Namaskar.